community is just one big happy family.
The first thing that comes into my head when I think of Carmel is definitely community. As I think of Carmel, I don't think of a group of students, just hanging out at school. I think it's different and it's incredible. It feels like family, feels like home.
There's not one person at Carmel who doesn't know what Baker Stadium is.
The teachers at Carmel really want you to succeed. A lot of them try their hardest to push you to that form of success, and they really want you to do well.
They want people to do the best that they can do and become the best that they can be, I guess. From what I can see, seniors seem really prepared for college. I feel like come senior year, I'm going to be very prepared for college.
Reverence to me, I immediately think of respect towards God.
Just being in that prayerful state.
In Mass, the way that you behave in Mass, you're involved and you're very prayerful, you are connected to God. As a Catholic school, it's our lifestyle. So it's not just the ministry that we do, it's not just in Mass that we have each month, it's just like the mindset of Carmel.
At Carmel, there are just so many opportunities to be able to grow in your prayer life. You could be a Eucharistic minister, you could be an altar server, you could be in the choir, or even if you're just sitting in the stands and praying along with everyone else. One of the coolest things I think is at Mass, when you're sitting in the stands and you look across to the other side, and there are 1,000 kids, holding hands together, praying the Our Father, or singing a song. It's really awesome and awe-inspiring, actually. I love the Brasma Chapel. It's really cool. It's very comfortable in there, and it's very reverent. You can feel the presence of Christ in there, and I think that's really awesome.
I work with this organization that helps children have birthday celebrations they wouldn't be able to have otherwise. And a mom comes in and she says, "Oh my gosh, my daughter's birthday is in 3 days. We wouldn't have been able to buy her a cake, we wouldn't have been able to give her presents, and now this gives us this opportunity." And I made a difference on them that day, but they made a difference on me as well.
You never know how much it means to them, because it might just be an hour for you, but it might mean a lot more to someone else. It teaches you to be more appreciative of the things you have.
I've met people, I've done things that I would have never done without the requirement of service hours, and because of that, it's changed me. I'm a different person walking out of Carmel in a couple years than I was walking in.
I think that enthusiasm is just excitement about being here at Carmel.
It's easy to find everywhere.
There's just so much Carmel spirit that you can just feel it.
It's fun to see all the interesting ways that you can find enthusiasm.
I think a leader is motivated to help others.
To be a leader, you have to be able to hold your own. Every act of service always has a leader.
I think through service you learn the idea of helping others and giving back. Carmel has definitely given me opportunities to step up.
Being a leader in high school helps, and that's hard to do, and it's easy to learn at Carmel.
Carmel Catholic High School empowers students to be reflective thinkers, grateful stewards, and responsible leaders as an expression of faith.
Our Lady of Mount Carmel, pray for us!
When I look across from where I'm sitting, and I see everyone bowing their heads or holding hands, I really feel a part of a community. And I really sense God's presence, especially when everyone hugs each other and gives peace for 10 minutes.
I'm directing the liturgical choir this year. We have a great group so far. It's open to anyone who'd like to come and audition. The purpose of the liturgical choir here at Carmel is to encourage all the students and all the staff who are attending, who are part of the liturgy, to actually be more active and participate by singing. So that's what we do, and it's just exactly like a choir in any parish community. Our job is to enable the singing of the assembled people. So that's liturgical choir.
The thing that animates all of our joy and the thing that makes our community so special, whether we're at Mass or outside of Mass, is the fact that we do celebrate the Eucharist together, and Christ is present among us in that very real and special way. And that carries us through. That's not just when we're at Mass, but because we celebrate Mass as a community, Christ is with our Carmel Catholic community in a very special way.
One of the most treasured traditions we have here at Carmel is celebrating liturgy together, and it's one of the most beautiful and moving experiences for our students and our staff and our faculty. Our Masses are very special. They bring out the best in our students. In fact, my first liturgy that I celebrated with the students and staff in September, I was so moved by their respect for the priest, the respect for the liturgy, and the respect for one another. It was truly a prayerful, moving experience. And I was so moved that at the end of the liturgy, I stood up in front of the student body and thanked them for their respect and told them how proud I was to be their principal.
Corsairs on the Air. I'm Emma Perry, one of your hosts. Here at Carmel, we have open house to introduce incoming freshmen to an example of our community is the student section turnout at football games, basketball games, and all of our varsity events. My experience here at Carmel
when I
has
look
been
across
awesome
from where I'm
since I've come
sitting
here.
and I see everyone bowing their heads or holding hands, I really feel a part of a community. And I really sense God's presence, especially when everyone hugs each other and gives peace for like 10 minutes.
At Girls Golf Winter Regionals. Check out our play about a crazy family called Haphazardly Ever After next weekend on Saturday.
I'm directing the liturgical choir this year.
Are amazing.
We have a great group so far. It's open to anyone who'd like to come and audition. The purpose of the liturgical choir here at Carmel is to encourage all the students and all the staff who are attending, who are part of the liturgy, to actually be more active and participate by singing. So that's what we do, and it's just exactly like a choir in any parish community. Our job is to enable the singing of the assembled people. So
here are some of our
liturgical choir.
The thing that animates all of our joy and the thing that makes our community so special.
Now when I walk in, everybody do the power clap. Clap, clap, clap. Now when I walk in, everybody do the power clap. Clap, clap, clap. Now when I walk in, everybody do the power clap. Clap, clap, clap. Now when I walk in, everybody do the power clap. Clap, clap, clap. All that power. Clap, 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 clap. All that power. Clap, 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 clap. I'm a Chicagoan, to Chicago win. Clap. Now when I walk in, everybody do the power clap. Clap, clap, clap. Now when I walk in, everybody do the power clap. Clap, clap, clap. Now when I walk in, everybody do the power clap. Clap, clap, clap. Now when I walk in, everybody do the power clap. Clap, clap, clap. All that power. Clap, 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 clap. All that power. Clap, 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 clap. I'm a Chicagoan, to Chicago win. Clap. Now when I walk in, everybody do the power clap. Clap, clap, clap. Now when I walk in, everybody do the power clap. Clap, clap, clap. Now when I walk in, everybody do the power clap. Clap, clap, clap. Now when I walk in, everybody do the power clap. Clap, clap, clap. Chicago win, to Chicago win. Clap.
Just a young gun with a quick fuse. I was uptight, wanna let loose. I was dreaming of bigger things and wanna leave my old life behind. Not a yes sir, not a follower. Fit the box, fit the mold, have a seat in the foyer. Take a number. I was lightning before the thunder.
Thunder, 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 thunder,
thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, thunder, thunder. Kids were laughing in my classes while I was scheming for the masses. Who do you think you are? Dreaming about being a big star. They say you're basic, they say you're easy. You're always riding in the backseat. Now I'm smiling from the stage while you were clapping in the nosebleeds.
thunder, 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 thunder,
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder.
From way back way, you know that I don't play. Streets not safe, but I never run away, even when I'm away. OT, OT, there's never much love when we go OT. I pray to make it back in one piece. I pray. That's why I need a one dance. Got a Hennessy in my hand. One more time, but I go. Higher powers taking a hold on me. From way back way, you know that I don't play. Streets not safe, but I never run away, even when I'm away. OT, OT, there's never much love when we go OT. I pray to make it back in one piece. I pray. That's why I need a one dance. Got a Hennessy in my hand. One more time, but I go. Higher powers taking a hold on me.
26 points.
Oh, wow. That's great. So, who's the toughest school you guys have to face this season?
Probably out of all the schools we face, I would say in conference it would be Marion Catholic because we played them and they're always really good every year. So they got a lot of big guys, and it'll be interesting to see how we match up against them this year too.
Okay. And how do you guys practice? Do you run suicides the whole time, or any weird rituals?
We haven't practiced yet, but we've
Okay.
been running a lot, like in open gyms and stuff. So I hope our season practice ain't like that.
Get you guys ready and in shape?
Yeah.
Okay. And talk about the team relationship. Do everybody get along, or any, issues?
No, I would say we have a good group of guys. Everyone's really much friends with each other. We hang out too outside of school and practices and stuff. We go out and get something to eat, go to someone's house. And yeah, we're a pretty close group of guys, so I don't feel like there's anything as far as not liking each other to worry about this year. So.
Okay, that's fun. And are you planning on playing in college?
Basketball, we'll see. I'm a little better at football, so I'll see how football and basketball go. But as of right now, not really planning on playing college basketball.
I am.
All right. And have you guys started looking at colleges? I know you're a freshman, but it's still, good to start early.
Yeah, my favorite college. I want to attend the University of Michigan. I've been liking that school since I was younger, so I've always liked to take tours and go there to watch the games and stuff.
Okay. I think you'll definitely get in. And Jalen, you?
No, I'm kind of like him. I really haven't looked at any schools. I like Michigan State, though. I have friends that have siblings that go there. They want to go there, too, so. And my family's from Alabama, so they're always, on my list as well if I could get in there, so yeah.
Okay. And what's your favorite NBA team?
The Bulls. It's kind of hard to
Really?
like them. Yeah. Like, I've been brought up to like Chicago, the Blackhawks, Cubs, Sox, everybody. So that's my favorite team, but they pretty butt this year.
Yeah. Hopefully their season gets better. Yeah. What about yours?
Actually, this year I kind of like OKC.
Okay.
Because Russ and Paul George and Carmelo, I like them a lot. We'll see how the year goes, though.
Me personally, my favorite team is Cleveland. I'm a huge LeBron fan. And
Yeah,
that 57 points he scored the other night, that was nice. So anything else interesting going on right now, or?
Not really. Just transitioning from football to basketball.
Yeah.
For both of us.
It's that's kind of the big thing now. Is trying to get back in shape and stuff. That's kind of why coach has been getting on us about getting in shape and stuff. So it's just been a transition. So they'll just have to take time to get in shape and get back in basketball mode for this year.
Are you guys huge fans of watching any other interviews like Stephen A. Smith or Ahmad Rashad?
Yeah, I love Stephen A.
Stephen
Smith.
A. Yeah, that's my man.
He chew out everybody. He don't care.
Yeah.
He's definitely very opinionated.
Yeah, it's funny to watch him.
Who's your favorite basketball player from way back? Is it Michael Jordan, or do you have a different one?
I like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar because, like, during that Showtime Lakers and all that stuff, like, I kind of just liked how much of a bigger role he played as a big man, being able to be versatile and just do a lot of different things with his hook and all that other stuff. He was kind of dominant, too. And I also like Shaq. He's just, like, I'm kind of a big man, so I kind of bias toward big men. So, yeah, I kind of like that, though, how they were dominant when they were playing.
Yeah.
I really like Derrick Rose before his injury. Like, when he was the MVP, Derrick Rose, he was one of the best point guards in the league at that time. And also, what a lot of people, like, don't really remember is Jason Williams, White Chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Because his career was cut short because of an injury, but that man he was a bad dude on the court, so, yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys stopped by, and I hope the season and everything else goes well for you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
BD.
Guest is named after the penguin from Madagascar. He is widely known across the school as one of the nicest guys around, but we all still think he's a tool. It's the baby giraffe himself, Mr. Matthew Kowalski.
Oh yeah.
My second guest is playing King Barnabas in the upcoming fall show. He was recently voted the second sexiest skinny kid at Carmel, and his dad is still cooler than him. The one and only Hunter Lasky.
Hey! How you doing?
My final guest needs no introduction, but I'm gonna give him one anyway. He is royalty, the Culver's King, the master of Mario Kart, the human leech himself, Prince Joshua Cohen. Welcome to the studio, guys. Welcome, yeah. I would say the first episode went very well.
Good pilot.
It was a good pilot. You know, we've added some props here. You guys.
The production value
The
really went up.
production value's gone way up. We have 2 mics this time, so it's not gonna sound awful. So let's get right into it. For us to say it is a sport, it needs to be competitive, it needs to be entertaining, and you need to possess some type of athletic ability. Last week we took a look at rock, paper, scissors, and somehow these 3 idiots said it was a sport.
Definitely is.
This week, we're going to be looking at a sport called cheese rolling. Have any of you ever heard of cheese rolling?
Cheese rolling.
Hunter, why don't you explain to everyone what cheese rolling is?
So it's in England, right?
It's a national event held in the UK.
Yeah. So wherever it is in the UK, British land, if you want to call it, am I right? But they go down a hill and they roll a giant cheese.
Oh, I have seen this.
A wheel of cheese.
And then like tons of people just sprint after it down the hill.
Yes,
and they
I've
seen this.
How do you win?
You win if you grab the cheese.
You have to be the first person to grab the cheese.
First person. And I think if you win, you get the cheese.
You do get the cheese. I think you also get like some prize money too. But it's the cheese.
Yeah, it's
the
the
real
cheese.
prize.
Like
You're going
if
for
it's
the cheese.
Gouda, I'm going for that. Man.
So
I think Fetta's better.
Wait,
Fetta's always better.
Yeah.
Sorry.
These jokes are making me feel blue.
Oh, it's just cheese. All right. Bro, I'm just trying to be solid.
That was a Gouda one, you know? Very Gouda.
Shut up.
Very Gouda. So, Josh, do you think this is competitive? Have you ever heard of this?
Do I think it's competitive? I do think it's competitive because, like, what makes you run faster than a ton of other people chasing after you and a wheel of cheese in front of you?
And the other thing we didn't mention is this hill is steep. Like,
oh, it's steep.
It's steep. This
so
is not.
we talking like
people like break their ankles.
People get hurt.
That just changes the game.
Yeah. So it's very physical sport. We're not messing around here.
It's got to be competitive.
No games.
No games. So
but really a big game.
It's competitive, right?
Yeah, I mean, last time I watched cheese rolling. Cheese rolling. I was watching YouTube and it came up under the suggested and it looked pretty stupid and funny. So I clicked on it. Very entertaining, very competitive. People were balling out.
So you already answered the second one. You think it's entertaining?
Definitely competitive, but don't steal my thunder. We'll wait when we get there. We'll cross that bridge.
Hunter, what are your thoughts?
I feel like it's competitive. Like watching the Snapchat stories of that thing, like people go out in crowds to see this going down. So I would imagine it's super competitive, like racing your friends down a hill, trying to grab a wheel of cheese.
So Kowalski, from the videos you've seen of cheese rolling, you were entertained by it.
I was very entertained.
Yeah?
Stupidly entertaining.
Stupidly entertained.
Yes.
Does that still count as entertaining?
Still entertaining.
Hunter, what about you?
Well, what I was saying, Ryan, it's very entertaining. Like watching people, it's. You know when you're a kid watching America's Funniest Home Videos and then you see people wiping out, it's just always fun to watch and you always find it entertaining.
Watching
even though
break their clavicle.
That sucks. But
best comedy.
It's always entertaining to watch that, even though we may feel bad about them like getting hurt, but it's still very entertaining.
Josh.
Oh, I gotta go full force on what Hunter just said. Like when I see someone fall, it could be in the lunchroom, it could be in my house. I'm laughing. So people chasing after cheese and falling.
People falling for
I'm
cheese.
laughing regardless. It's entertaining.
Okay, so Josh, I'm gonna go right back to you. Do you think you need an athletic ability to fall down a hill?
I mean, you need athletic ability to run the fastest out of the group.
They're not like
to grab the cheese.
Okay,
because isn't
you
it a
gotta
race?
Grab the cheese.
It's a race, right?
It's a race to see who gets the cheese first, but you're falling down a hill. Do you really need? Everyone can fall down a hill.
I mean, but can you fall fast? That's the question,
Is
Mr.
a technique to falling?
There is.
Really? Do you want to
Elbow first.
Do you want to demonstrate for us when we're done filming?
Oh, of course.
He's gonna hold you to that.
I'm going to hold you
Alright.
to that. Hunter, what do you
I'm
think?
fall
Athletic
circles
ability,
around
yes, no?
Yes, because I believe balance is
Balance?
a
You're
virtue.
falling, though.
Got my
Yeah,
balance.
you're just,
You're just rolling down a hill.
No, like you're not falling. Like if you fall down, I feel like you go to the end of the pack. So I feel like if you can run faster on your
I'm
feet.
sorry, the way Ryan just looked at it, he just said,
No,
this
like
guy really
the
just
longer you can stay on your feet, the faster you can get down the hill, the better chance you can get that cheese wheel. So the more
That's
you can
true.
stay on the feet, the more athletic ability you have. Therefore, cheese wheeling does require cheese rolling or whatever.
Eyes on the cheddar.
requires it. You know?
You just say eyes on the cheddar.
Eyes on the cheddar.
Eyes on the cheddar.
Keep it to the
Kowalski,
side.
just save me from these nincompoops over here.
To win, I might say you need some like form of,
Hunter's
but to
Hunter's
win,
argument
but to win.
was you need to run at a certain spot. Can everybody run? Everybody who
No.
can stand
No.
can run.
Not
They can
not
run.
most
They can't run
stand.
good.
people.
Okay,
They
okay.
can still run though.
Yeah, but I
I
wouldn't
mean,
consider
to
that
an
athletic
extent.
ability. That's
The
just
smartest guy in the
mobility
world.
in
Exactly,
general.
that's what I'm
So,
So
saying.
yeah. So I
can
think
reel
you
down
need
that
mobility.
hill.
Shut up. You need mobility, but you don't need an athletic ability.
Thank you. See that
You need mobility, but you don't need an athletic ability. I believe they're the same though.
I
How?
don't.
How?
Mobility-
Explain
I
how.
like that.
Explain how.
Okay.
I like that.
If we're talking physical mobility, so no machines here, no cars, no bikes, physical
So
mobility.
you're telling me you need an athletic ability to walk?
Yeah, I feel
Yes.
like. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
No. What do you think people walk to do? Get in shape. If you get
No,
in shape,
people walk
what is that?
to get somewhere.
No.
All right, hold on. I have a question. I have a
Not
question. I
necessarily.
have a
No,
question.
Here,
Hold on.
I agree where
You
Josh.
go first.
Mute. I know where Josh is going with this. Like soccer moms in my neighborhood, you could see them walking with
can
like
see them
2
doing
pounds
it.
weight.
They got
They're not walking.
Are you
Hey,
saying that
man.
soccer moms are people?
Yo, you got the
Oh my
headband.
lord!
All right.
I'm out of this shit.
You
All right.
got the
Sit down.
wristbands.
Sit down. Sit down.
All right.
Sit down.
Okay.
You got
here's-
the water bottles. What do you expect? That's
Yeah,
athletic.
people, you're
When you
muted.
look-
You are
when you
muted.
look at Zaire-
He is muted.
When you look
give
at
me this
Zaire
remote.
Barnes,
Give
when
me
you
this
look
remote.
at when you look at Zaire Barnes and you say, "Man, that guy's athletic," are you looking at him saying he's athletic because he can walk? No, it's because of a certain ability that he has to
be
do
fair,
something,
to be
not
fair.
to walk.
I have not seen Zaire walk yet.
Yes, you have.
Hold on,
see him walk every day.
Hold up. I have not seen him walking in motion. I've seen him on the football field and stuff. He's athletic. I've not seen a walk out of him. So when I see a walk out of him, I can determine.
Well,
Dear God.
I think the only way we can settle this is if we get Zaire Barnes to walk for us.
All right then.
And you can determine if you think walking takes an athletic ability or not.
Well, yes,
Oh,
because
yes, I will.
people walk to get in shape.
No, they don't. They
Yes,
walk to
they
get
do.
somewhere.
No.
They have a destination
Excuse
in
me.
mind.
Excuse me.
Do
What
you,
do you call
do
the
you walk
people
from your A period to your B period and go, oh, I'm gonna burn so many calories doing
Yeah,
it?
you do
Or
burn
go,
calories,
are
though.
you,
Boy.
no, is that the point of it? Or are you trying to get to your B period so your teacher doesn't yell at you?
So what are soccer
not
moms
both?
doing in our neighborhood? In
Just
our
forget the
neighborhood.
soccer mom.
So you're saying everyone
Why
at
not
Carmel
both?
Catholic High School has a solid athletic ability,
No, we don't need not solid,
they all
but
walk.
it has an athletic ability.
Yes.
but it doesn't have enough
It
to
doesn't
pertain
need
it
to
to be a sport.
It doesn't need to be a good athletic
Why
ability,
can't it
but
be
it's an
to
ability.
get somewhere and get in shape? Like that taco commercial, like, porque no los dos. Why can't it be both? Why has it got to be one or the other?
Because
exactly.
we're trying to determine whether it's a sport, and if you don't need a significant amount of athletic ability, I would have a hard
I
time
didn't
checking
weigh-
that one off the list.
Okay, I didn't weigh in on if it was a sport or not just yet, but I do
Not yet.
believe there's athletic ability involved. I got to say.
So, in some realm, whatever realm these two idiots live in, walking,
Bias.
running, and falling down a hill
Yes, running.
requires athletic ability. No. Here's the point I'm making. Here's the
Walking,
point
You
I'm
said
running,
running.
and
Are you
falling.
saying
Most-
that track and cross country doesn't
No,
require
that's
an
not,
athletic
no,
ability?
it does because you're
Can we get
specifically doing that
Eileen
one thing.
here so
What
she
did you
can
say?
roast you? I said, can we get Eileen right here so she can roast you?
No, dude,
Because she
I'm
running.
not denying that running track and field and cross country doesn't take athletic ability. It does. What I'm saying is most people can run.
Most.
Most
But can
people
all?
who can stand
But
and
can
walk
all?
can run. They
But-
can't run
Nah,
great.
nah,
So most people can't run as
Oh,
good as
okay,
Eileen
but I
can.
say
But-
we settle this with
but
the
can
vote.
all?
Can we settle this with a vote?
All right, we'll vote. Is somehow we went from cheese rolling to walking and running. So Josh.
Yes.
Okay, athletic ability. That's a completely different argument. right?
It is.
Is cheese rolling a sport?
I'm gonna have to say no.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
It is
agree
not
with
a
him. It's
sport.
not a sport. It's
Well,
an entertaining.
For once in the show, I'm going to agree with these two, and I'm going to say, no, it's not a sport.
So, Sport or Short, the show where we say rock, paper, scissors is a sport, but cheese rolling is not. I've been your host, Ryan Monk, and thank you for tuning in. Catch us next week where we discuss another ridiculous sport.
Or short.
Or short.
I like that.
Sport or short.
I
Thank
like
you for
that.
tuning in. I am signing out.
What's on Fitzpatrick?
Kill.
Thank you.
This is the $400, so let's go. Hi. Can I give you our literary magazine? This is all student work, artwork, the writing, students lay it out, so they can design and maybe create it. Okay, so hold on, you're not skipping our return. Hi, this is our literary magazine. Student artwork, student writing, and my group puts it all together. Students lay it out and present it. Hi, this is Snyder, yeah. It's okay if you like to take pictures of both. I think that's what eventually. Or drawing or whatever. It doesn't have to be poetry. Or short stories. Thank you for stopping. Great. Yeah, they're just like, let's go. I know, it's hard. It's overwhelming. There's a lot going on. Have a good one.
Student run. Yeah, this is a published work. We have some of the awards in there. Like everything but like layout, artwork, literature, everything is handmade, sort of thing. Really good on resumes too. But you're published. Like you're published.
Yeah, there's a ton of workshops, and Mr. T, Mrs. Major, those are some of the other teachers that we know. Mr. T is a great teacher. He teaches math as well.
Would you guys like a copy of Harbinger? Or do you already have
Oh,
one?
yes, I would.
This is our literary magazine. Everything in it by layout, artwork, the literature, everything's made by students.
Yeah, this is where anybody can submit. You just have to do it by the deadline, and they usually accept everything.
We usually accept everything, and like we before like usually around Halloween it ends. We have a contest. Like if you see like if you look through it, there are like little like medals with like people's names and everything. And also this is really good for resume because this is a published work.
Yeah.
And some of the awards are displayed over there.
She likes how she reads a lot of. What is that? Yeah, well, no, I mean the book she reads.
Riley, how's Harbinger?
Oh, it's just Andy. It's really good. We've gotten a lot of awesome submissions this year. We're really excited to get a lot more visuals. We're going to try and get sculpture into it if we can get good enough pictures. And just please submit. We have a lot of awesome artwork that's coming in. We have a lot of great written submissions that are coming in as well. So we're really excited for this year's publication for sure.
What's your role?
I am one of the editors for Harbinger, so I'll work on the layout mainly. So designing like what the pages end up looking like with the submissions that we get and visuals, like pairing them with like visuals with actual works of literature. So just deciding which goes together and what goes into some like the sections and things like that. So we're going for. So it should be a lot of fun this year.
Thank you.
Yep.
Do you guys have anything to say about Harbinger?
Harbinger's great.
Yeah.
Did you tell them our deadline?
Our deadlines are
about our experiences doing technical theater here at Carmel. So, our first show last year together was Sound of Music, which was the musical. How was that for you?
It was really fun, like really great.
And what crew are you on?
I was on props crew and I am head of props crew.
Great. So what do you do on props? Like, what's your entire job?
So basically props is in charge of like dressing the sets, so everything you see that's like a small object like a lamp or a book that's on a table, that's all on props. And anything that somebody like takes out, like if they're holding a book, if they're holding a bouquet of flowers, and even some costume pieces are considered props.
Would you say Sound of Music was like a hard show to do or easy for the first time?
It was pretty hard. I was on the side with the most props coming off of it, and there were a lot of different people that I didn't know. There were a lot of seniors who I didn't know what their names were, what part they played, so it was really hard with that aspect of it. But at the same time, I wouldn't change a thing for the world. Like, it was the best experience and the most rewarding in the end.
Now, Carmel's really known for their community. How was the community, how accepting was the theater group coming into it?
The theater group, they're very accepting of everybody, and now I have a group of friends who I can call family.
That's amazing. So, how was the experience of going and creating Sound of Music? Like, what were some of the things you worked on?
So I remember one of my favorite projects was like dressing the, I can't remember the name of them, but like the flowery things on the terrace. I remember doing that with my crew chief. And just like small things like making telegrams for the people to bring in, and we actually like personalized them, had fun with them. For the program, for the concert, we had all of our names on there as the different acts, so it was fun things like that.
And who was the senior who really like helped you the most?
Emma Ives. She was my crew chief. She was my mentor, and I still I look up to her. I don't know how she did it now that I'm in her position. Without her, I would have lost it. I mean, she was just amazing, and she helped me so much.
That's great. So, now this year, we're doing Haphazardly Ever After, and it's actually coming on this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it is about this crazy family who have these 4 kind of insane kids, and they just want their, happy ever after. How was it like doing that show as crew chief?
I mean, it's hard now as crew chief, but it's really fun. There's a lot of really wacky props that we didn't have for Sound of Music, since it is a fairy tale that has a weird modern twist on it. So I mean, I have things that are medieval shields, and then I have a smartphone that's also being brought on stage. So
how many this set seems kind of big, especially for the one scene that's called Enchanted Depot. How long do you think that made, and how was the process of finding props and picking which ones worked, which ones looked good, which ones didn't?
The process was really hard, especially since I couldn't just go and find things that were medieval. I had to go find things that kind of have a little twist on them. It was just an overall very hard process, because the Enchanted Depot is all props. You have 2 walls, and then the rest of it's covered in props. So just the prop finding process is it's fun, but it's also interesting to see how does the director like it, how does the official set dresser like it, and does it actually look good on stage?
Yeah, so for this show, like you've been mentioning, there's a lot of crazy, weird props. What do you think is your favorite one?
I think my favorite one is it's technically a prop, the wigs that come on in the end. And we have 3 guys come out in blonde, long, curly wigs, and those are probably my favorite.
Great. Now, in the show, there's a very large portion that have to do with potions. Was it weird trying to find the potion bottles, or making the labels and trying to make them personalized for our show?
It wasn't weird in finding them. It was more trying to find things that actually were big enough but weren't too big where you couldn't actually put them in a bag or anything like that. Honestly, the potions were one of the easiest things to do.
So you said you are head of props this show. How do you think you're doing? And how is the experience now that you have one show under your belt? How do you think it's going?
I mean, there are some points where I feel like I am doing a horrible job, but there are other points that are really rewarding, and I truly feel like I've done something that means a lot to other people and means a lot to the whole department as a whole.
Now, you say you do props, but in theater, a lot of us do everything. What other aspects of theater have you kind of gone into?
Well, mainly in Sound of Music. I was asked to do a lot of things for run, so I was running out set pieces, and even now, since the one scene change for Enchanted Depot going back to the castle is so huge, I am actually having to fly in the sign, and it's a lot of things backstage. You're kind of on both crews, you're kind of both props, you're on run too, and it's just you're used for everything.
Now, you said fly in the sign. Would you like to explain what flying is? Because I'm pretty
Okay.
sure you don't mean actually flying.
Yeah, no. So it's basically I have to control the big, intimidating rope that has a bunch of weights on it that goes and flies in the sign from the ceiling. So.
Yeah, so backstage, right, we have this entire wall full of these ropes that go all the way up to the ceiling that connect to the battens, which hold the curtains and all the things that you see flown in, like the arches upstage and then the Enchanted Depot sign in like center stage. Okay, so. Okay, so what do you think crew means to you?
Crew means that I mean, as I mentioned before, all the friends I made, I consider them to be my family. And so it means I'll always have a place that I can go. I'll feel safe. I'll feel like I'm needed, like I'm important, like I have friends. But it's just really rewarding to like put in all the work and then see your name on the playbill at the end of it and know like you did something, you had a major part in something a lot larger than yourself.
Now, Mrs. Sebastiano runs the entire drama department. How is it like working with her?
She is amazing. I mean, I look up to her. I can't even find words to describe how amazing Mrs. Sebastiano is. She has become like a true mentor, someone who I truly look up to and I aspire to be as amazing as she is. She's well-rounded, she's kind, but at the same time she's not afraid to give you criticism that truly helps you. She's just overall amazing. I can't find the words.
That's awesome. Thank you for coming in. Now we're going to go to Kendall and Emma, who are out touring the school.
And we're live.
Oh, we are live. Okay.
All right. I'm Mr. Hornum. I am a learning resource teacher for freshman students and seniors, and I also co-teach 2 sections of physics with Doc Smith.
I'm Ms. Hunter. I am the learning resource teacher for sophomores, and I co-teach English with Julie Wilkins. Thank you. Spanish with Tara Gilly, and with Doc Smith. Science with Doc Smith. Chemistry, specifically.
I'm Carrie Kelcher, and I teach Learning Resource for juniors. I also co-teach 2 sections of Algebra 1 for freshmen with Mr. Rank, section of English, freshman English with Ms. Wilkins, and junior biology with Mr. Crosby.
All right. Yeah, and so our learning resource class is a place for students to come who might need academic support, who may need some help with some of the study skills and strategies to help them be successful in high school. And we also offer academic support for other classes as well. So we do a little bit of tutoring. We also work with students outside of class before and after school. And we also participate in the art program as well. So that's pretty much it. You guys have any other questions for us?
What's your favorite part about being a learning resource teacher?
Definitely the rapport with students.
Yes.
We really get to know our students well because I've gotten to keep a lot of the students that I've had for the past, my seniors now, I've had them for 4 years. So you really get to know the students well and you get to really get a great sense of what their needs are and you get to know the students and his people too.
Yeah, and it's fun going into the other classes too with the outside of our class, being algebra and biology, and to work with them in the actual academic classes.
Yeah, I would also say that like co-teaching has been a really cool experience going into the different content areas and really being able to help our students in those areas as well. It's been really cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we done?
He just like came in and like
justice. Campus ministry is about retreats. Campus ministry. Really, my biggest responsibility is the retreat program at Carmel. To make sure that each of our students, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, have an opportunity to experience a retreat and during the school year. And so the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors have a retreat day, and the seniors, most of them choose to go on Kairos, which is a 3.5-day very intense experience, and they do that during their senior year at some point. There are 10 of those, 5 boys and 5 girls. They are single sex, and all of those retreats are peer-led. And what I mean by that is the leaders are seniors. And like we just had the freshman overnight retreat. There are 81 seniors here the week before homecoming on Saturday night. And then there's also an 8th grade retreat program for the area Catholic grammar schools. They come and that's staffed again by seniors, and they run them through the day. And so it's a really, really, really busy time doing the whole retreat program. So that's most of my time is spent doing that and follow-ups to it.
All right. What's with all this food?
Well, one of the things that I do is I am the moderator of the Social Justice Club, and in concert with the executive board and the student council, every year there's a fall charity drive, and every year part of the fall charity drive are clothes, jackets for the homeless, clothes for the poor, and a canned food drive. And we are kind of in the midst of it. A lot of money was also collected, and the students now will go out to Aldi Food, and they will purchase at the best deals they can make for the food that's mostly needed at shelters. And then we will drive it to a local shelter, and we will stock the shelves ourselves. We won't deliver it. We will do that. So that's what the food's about.
How did the freshman retreat go?
Well, we had it evaluated by the freshmen, by the seniors, and by the faculty who showed up to help. 3 separate entities evaluated it, and the evaluations were very, very, very positive. There's a lot of really good energy in the freshman class, and there was enormously incredible energy in the 81 seniors that were here.
Great.
And they were here all night, and we finished with liturgy at 11 o'clock in the auditorium, and their families were invited, so that was kind of neat.
Great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
42 years.
I'm sorry.
Haphazardly Ever After.
I'm Julie Kornak. I play Queen Mildred.
And I'm Alex Merkel, and I play Ro, the Enchanted Depot Worker.
And hi, my name's Alyssa Graves, and I play Princess Ambrosia.
And we are here to tell you the greatness of Haphazardly Ever After, which is this weekend, so come see it.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Ready? We're singing a song, by the way. Okay, ready?
Love and happiness, it's one thing we all pray. For love and happiness, we struggle, search, and stay. For love and happiness, what everybody needs. It's why songs are sung and stories told. It's what keeps us young as we grow old. It makes us whole and feeds our soul. It's the stuff that fairy tales are all made of. Love and happiness, happiness and love. And they all lived happily ever after.
Haphazardly Ever After. We're still smiling.
We're good.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you.
True
There's a
leader.
shout out.
He's our true leader here. But generally, what we do tech support for Chromebooks. We do tech support for teachers, like projectors and things like that. We also take 3D prints. So if a student wants a 3D print,
There's your mom, Connor.
Connor's mom is here now.
We're live.
Are we live?
Um.
Anyway, so when they're not doing tech support and things like that, they do. Joey's got a phone call. Let's do this
come
live.
on, Joey.
It's Mark.
We're taking a phone call right here.
Joey,
live,
we're
on
live
the air.
on the air. Corsairs.
Excuse our professionalism.
So what? So I know you guys repair and lend chargers out for TSI. Joey, what is your role or position in TSI?
My role is to be there before and after school every day. I pretty much do everything that everyone else does. Just repair Chromebooks, give out loaners, chargers, all that stuff. So, yeah.
That's
The general goal is to have somebody available for each class period.
Mhm.
So hopefully in the next year we'll have somebody there for period A, period B, period C, and so on.
because I know Mark Menny, one of your students, is there A period.
Yes, he
Mark's
is.
right there in the TSI office
Yeah.
right now. So if you see him, go
Mark.
stop by.
Hey,
Yeah,
Mark.
guys,
Hey,
go
Mark,
stop
why'd you call
by.
me?
TSI is in the 100 hall. It is the if you are new to the school, then you wouldn't know. But if you're old to the school, then it is Miss Gilly's old office. So yeah, we will see you in a second for the next segment. Hats off to you.
So stupid.
Do you introduce yourself or me?
Welcome back to Corsairs on the Air. I'm Emma Perry.
And I'm Michaela DiCristofano.
She's going to tell us about student council.
Yeah, it's really fun. Okay, so basically student council, I'm the senior class president, and we do a lot of things. Right now we're actually trying to make all the seniors wear Christmas sweaters on the last day before winter break. So I think that would be a lot of fun because we didn't get to wear costumes this Halloween. So we wanted to fill something in with it. And we also do other stuff such as we did the fall charity drives, which is we collected canned food, and we also collected like coats, sweaters, just like any clothes. And then we also did the blood drive, and we got a lot of people this year, and we needed a lot of people because of the hurricanes, and they weren't able to get a lot of blood down there, so there was a really big need for that down there.
That's great. You take dance?
I do. I'm performing today. Miss Valentine is the teacher, and I love dance so much. It's so much fun because it's just like a stress relieving class, and I have early D, so it's my F period. It's my last class. I can just let loose whatever like stressed me out throughout the day, totally forget about it, and it's the greatest thing ever. I love it, and Miss Valentine makes it so much fun.
You said you're performing today?
Yes, I'm performing in the black box. We get to do all the combos we learned, and we also get to do our pep rally dance, which we're performing this Friday.
That'll be really fun.
Yeah, it's
I'm
gonna be so
excited
much
for that. How's training? You train with Dan, right?
Yes, I'm an athletic trainer, so basically it's a student athletic training program that Dan, our athletic trainer, picks, and basically it's 8 to 10 of us, and we're all together, and we help tape, we help get waters out, and we can even help spine board people, which is like an emergency, like if they're paralyzed, like we get to help with all that, and it's so much fun because I really want to do that when I'm older.
That's a great way to start your career.
Yeah.
From my understanding, you're involved in Haphazardly Ever After, right? That's the play. Come see it next weekend.
Come see it. Yes, I do sound crew for that. So it's kind of cool because I get like the best of both worlds. I get football and then I get the musical too. So I do sound crew for that. I'm on board. So I basically run like the music and the sound effects, and it's so fun, and it's just so funny.
That's good. I'm excited to see it.
Yes, it's going to be great.
What middle school did you come from?
I came from Corsairs Catholic Academy in Wakanda.
What's your favorite thing about Carmel?
Oh, my favorite thing. Ugh. Okay, I definitely have to say, I feel like everyone says that Carmel's such a big community, but like, it is a community. I have friends who go to public schools, and like, it's just not the same feel, I feel like. Like, when you get here, you say hi to everybody, like, you meet in the hallways. It's just like one big family.
When you walk in the doors, there's people saying hi to you. It's not the experience you would get at a public school.
Yeah,
That's
definitely not. Not the experience at all.
Okay, and lastly, what's one piece of advice you could give to incoming freshmen?
Incoming freshmen. Try everything. You never know what you're going to get. All 4 years, I thought I was going to be playing volleyball, and I was going to be like this crazy senior volleyball player, but I'm not. I'm someone completely different, and that's amazing. That's like the best part.
That's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is that it? Yeets.
Cut us, Franklin. This is great. Very excited.
Did he cut us?
I don't know.
Oh, we're still on. Hi, Will. Hi, Mom.
Community is just one big happy family.
The first thing that comes into my head when I think of Carmel is definitely community. As I think of Carmel, I don't think of a group of students, you know, just hanging out at school. I think it's different and it's incredible. It feels like family, feels like home.
There's not one person at Carmel who doesn't know what Baker Stadium is.
The teachers at Carmel really want you to succeed. A lot of them try their hardest to push you to that form of success, and they really want you to do well.
They want people to do the best that they can do and become the best that they can be, I guess. From what I can see, seniors seem really prepared for college. I feel like come senior year, I'm going to be very prepared for college.
Reverence to me, I immediately think of respect towards God.
Just being in that prayerful state.
In Mass, the way that you behave in Mass, you're involved and you're very prayerful, you are connected to God. As a Catholic school, it's our lifestyle. So it's not just the ministry that we do, it's not just in Mass that we have each month, it's just like the mindset of Carmel.
You know, at Carmel, there are just so many opportunities to be able to grow in your prayer life. You could be a Eucharistic minister, you could be an altar server, you could be in the choir, or even if you're just sitting in the stands and praying along with everyone else. You know, one of the coolest things I think is at Mass, when you're sitting in the stands and you look across to the other side, and there are 1,000 kids, you know, holding hands together, praying the Our Father, or singing a song. You know, it's really awesome and awe-inspiring, actually. I love the Bradsma Chapel. It's really cool. You know, it's very comfortable in there, and it's very reverent. You can feel the presence of Christ in there, and I think that's really awesome.
I work with this organization that helps children have birthday celebrations they wouldn't be able to have otherwise. And a mom comes in and she says, "Oh my gosh, my daughter's birthday is in 3 days. We wouldn't have been able to buy her a cake, we wouldn't have been able to give her presents, and now this gives us this opportunity." And I made a difference on them that day, but they made a difference on me as well.
You never know how much it means to them, because it might just be an hour for you, but it might mean a lot more to someone else. It teaches you to be more appreciative of the things you have.
I've met people, I've done things that I would have never done without the requirement of service hours. And because of that, it's changed me. I'm a different person walking out of Carmel in a couple years than I was walking in.
I think that enthusiasm is just excitement about being here at Carmel.
It's easy to find everywhere.
There's just so much Carmel spirit that you can just feel it.
It's fun to see all the interesting ways that you can find enthusiasm.
I think a leader is motivated to help others.
To be a leader, you have to be able to hold your own. Every act of service always has a leader.
I think through service you learn the idea of helping others and giving back. Carmel has definitely given me opportunities to step up.
Being a leader in high school helps, and that's hard to do, and it's easy to learn at Carmel.
Carmel Catholic High School empowers students to be reflective thinkers, grateful stewards, and responsible leaders as an expression of faith.
Our Lady of Mount Carmel! Pray for us!
out here today was a lot of excitement, a lot of passion, a lot of character. When people walk in, they see all the banners, they see our tradition, they see what Carmel's made of. Look around here. You see how many people care about their sports, care about their teachers, care about their coaches, care about everybody about them. And what's actually really unique is look at all the different people with generations, like the Hewitt family right here. Another generation could be coming to school at Carmel here. That's what's so unique. You have people that trust the name, trust the people around them. But one of the biggest things you see here is that... That wasn't my fault again!
Keep going, you're lying!
All right. One of the biggest things you see here is actually the tradition itself. The school started back in 1962. 1962, look at the people around here. Every banner tells another story. Every banner tells their story. And that's what we have. Carmel Catholic High School. It's for you, it's for them, it's for all the families around here. Check this place out because it's incredible.
Thank you, Mr. Lasky.
Thank you.
You're all over.
Hi, I'm Emma Perry, and we're going to give you a tour of the school. This is the 300 Hall. We specialize in social studies in the 300 Hall.
What's up?
Some great courses are with Mr. Schuster. He talks about genocide and he does world history honors. My teacher for world history is Mr. Solars. Here's the North Crossroads. Down the 100 hall is English. My teacher is Miss Saluda. Down the 200 hall is world languages and geography. Down the 400 hall is student services. This is the drop-in center where students can go if they're stressed out. This is the guidance center where you find all your counselors.
Why?
This is Mr. Clark. He runs the ARC.
Okay.
This is the info counter.
That's the IC. Here's Mrs. Hunter. She's a nurse.
And then as you get older, the calories really set in.
We're live.
Right. It crystallizes, what your choices are, what could be aspirational versus rehab.
Here's Mrs. Hunter's room. This is the Cerna Center. The Cerna Center is where you go if you need academic help.
Hey, this guy knows a thing or two about us.
Hi, Mr. Jefferson. Hi, Mr. H. Good, how are you?
And now we're going to robotics. Can you guys tell us what you're doing in here?
Right now we are trying to figure out a way to have this arm lift up so that we can move blocks into these upper spots on the...
Nice. Are you a part of robotics?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, the three of us are all members of JV Robotics. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Bye, Sean. Okay, this is our 500 hall. This is where we have all of our business and engineering classes. Okay. Here's more robotics.
Oh, this is an engineering.
Is it more engineering? Join MBHS.
Yeah.
Join business.
Yes.
Take business classes.
This incubator was in incubator. Right here. Emma Perry. Okay, now we're entering the science wing. Uh-oh.
Emma, where are we now?
We're in the science wing.
Yeah, no, but what's going on here?
This is robotics, right?
It is. And then we also have to that's the catapult. The catapult mechanism. Yeah, we actually did build one. Yeah. This is what we do. We also have to all of it. Yeah, it'll roll around. We also built
They put a little R2D2.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. We build cool props. So I don't know. We have a.
It's a cool. Robotics is a cool show.
No, Emma's on the camera. Connor, take it. I'm holding it.
Thank you guys for explaining that.
Thank you.
So we have the show? Yeah. Let's go in like one science wing.
Alright. So now we're in the science wing. This is where we do science.
We're gonna go in one of the rooms. Maybe they'll do an experiment for us.
Yeah. What up, bros?
Why are you wearing that hat?
Because I can. Why aren't you wearing a hat? One's kind of distant on my beautiful hat, but you know.
This is one of our biology classes.
Just ask the important questions, right? Do you guys have any questions for me? Okay.
Now we're gonna go in Doc Smith's room. Doc Smith teaches chem and physics. Can you guys do an experiment for us? Or
Go ahead, show them the motion detector.
can you explain it, please?
Sure. Right here. So, are you videotaping it? Or
yeah.
You okay
you
with
can
that?
explain it.
Alright, so basically this is a motion detector and it detects displacement, so the amount of meters you travel in a certain amount of time, which is seconds. And so basically you walk back and forth and you're supposed to try and get it on this line. Hayden demonstrate it.
Alright.
You're pretty good, Hayden.
That was really good. Hold on, can I see it?
So the red line is you
That's me,
walking,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It shows the speed. It shows the speed on different tables.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Are you Noah's brother?
Are you, wait, are you, what grade are you?
We're busy.
Sophomore. I knew your brother. It's an inspiration. Your brother's my dad. Bye, Doc. Bye, Miss Bader.
Okay.
Can we go through here?
Make sure that stuff like that.
Yeah. No, we're gonna head through the crossroads.
Okay, let's go to Black Box. We're going this way.
No.
Fine. We have ceramics, we have intro to art, we have a strings program for people who play like violin, cello.
It's all very neato.
It is all very neato. I'd say that's my favorite part about Carmel, is that our fine arts department is very put together. We just came out of the science hall, our science wing, our 200 hall, and our fine arts are all connected.
So now we are in the fine arts wing.
What's our dance class room? Oh, I'm sorry. This is our band room. And now we're going to go to the Black Box and watch some students perform.
If you need anything, just find me on the or you message me. Hi, Bonnie, this is my brother. Hi. Hello. Hi, guys. What is?
However scary about that night, the bugs and the dirt. Why were you digging? What did you bury before those hands pulled me from the earth? I will not ask you where you came from. I will not ask it, neither should you. Honey, just put your sweet lips on my lips. We should just kiss like real people do. I knew that look, dear eyes all Just kiss like real people do.
Stay here. Stay here.
Nothing to Lose, and Brand New You. Please welcome the Cadence Show Choir.
So right now I'm here with Dan. Dan Torville. He's a freshman here at Carmel, and he is part of the Crossroads and he's part of the IC. So Dan, what do you do in Crossroads?
We're the student-led newspaper, and we come out on print issue 4 times a year, 2 per semester, and then we also update our website almost daily.
So, what piece have you done this year? Have you done 2 or 1 pieces?
So far, I've done a single piece. I wrote about Mr. Franklin and his efforts to get students to read more.
Okay. Has Mr. Franklin been doing that well, or?
Yeah, he has.
Shocker. So what is the website? What's the website's name? What's the URL?
It's carmelcrossroads.com, and it's just Carmel Crossroads.
All right. And you put all the pieces up there?
Yes,
Okay.
all of our print pieces are also uploaded online.
All right. And who runs Crossroads?
Mrs. Raymont.
Miss Raymont?
Yeah.
All right.
But we also have 2 students who help run Crossroads.
And
Megan Brinkman is our editor-in-chief.
Uh-huh. And who else?
Victoria, I can't remember her last name. I feel bad for that. And she's
Gambroni?
another editor.
Gambroni, is it?
No.
No? All right. What are you working on now?
Right now, I was just in the other part of the IC. We were taking interviews from students who were touring today, prospective students.
Okay.
And we took what they liked most about Carmel or what questions they had, and then we would put that up with them holding the Corsair mascot.
Nice. And what journalism pieces are you working on? What?
I'm working on a story currently about Operation Snowball, or what it's formerly known as, and their efforts. It was a retreat that's been held here previous years at Carmel.
I know I did it last year, and it was really fun. So what do you do in the IC? Because I know you work in the IC. What is your title, and what do you do?
I don't really have an official title. I help with Mr. Franklin with circulating books, running the IC website and Twitter, stuff like that.
Yeah, because I know I see you all the time in the IC, so.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part? Because you obviously have to like something about working with Mr. Franklin all the time, or else you wouldn't be in there with him 4 hours after school. So what do you like most about it?
I like that I'm helping other students, inspiring them to read more and be more literate, or just learn things, or just help them after school. It's nice.
How can you help others out?
Others can help out. We have a volunteer classroom, and if you email the InfoCommons email address, or if you fill out the form, we can get you to start volunteering. We have many jobs that are available. We can find something for everyone.
So I know there's a thing called the InfoCommons Squad. I know that there's a lot of students that help out with the ICs. Are you in that?
Yeah, I'm in there.
Yeah. What do you do in the InfoCommons?
They we help decorate the IC for bigger holidays, like those the stuff before homecoming. They were responsible for, and Christmas and other big days like that.
Can you get service hours working in the IC?
Yes, those count as your in Carmel service hours.
So, because you've been working with Mr. Franklin after school, how many hours do you have now?
About 27.
27. Wow.
Yeah.
And how do you get to do that?
What do you mean?
How do you get service hours? What do you have to do to get service hours?
You just go on X2 Vol and then you claim them.
All right. Well, Dan, thank you so much for being on the show. And
no problem.
See you guys in the next segment. I love Carmel.
Thank you for tuning in to Corsairs on the Air, Open House 2017. A special thanks to Emily Coyne, Donovan Burns, Josh Bolger, Joey Deason, Connor Guin, Dan Torneville, Mr. Schultz, Mr. Fitz, Jalen Snell, Kimo Wilson, Michaela DiCrispinano, Julie Cornett, Ashley Kearns, Alyssa Merkel, Alyssa Graves, and especially Mr. Franklin for making this broadcast happen. We hope to see you next year, Carmel. Enjoy the highlights. Emma Perry, signing off. Oh, man.
My name is Mr. Kovac. I am a school counselor here at Carmel Catholic High School, and this is my therapy dragon, Egg, short for Aegon if you're a Game of Thrones fan. He is a bearded dragon. They are very docile, as you can see. They don't move very much. Native to Australia, and he actually is super red. You don't see this very often. Lots of recessive traits, like his coloration, but also he has limited scaling on his back, so he kind of feels like sandpaper. And yeah, he's just a really cool addition to the counseling team.
Yeah, so like, how long have you had this bearded dragon or like any other bearded dragon?
So he is my second bearded dragon of all time, and I just got him a little under a year ago. I actually had him shipped here actually last year, and he was here for one day when he was about a quarter of this size. So they grow pretty quickly.
So how old is
he? He's just under a year old.
Alright, so he's pretty young still.
Yes.
What does he eat?
He eats there's a gel by a company called Rapace that I make so that I don't have to bring live insects, but he would eat live insects in his normal diet, also greens like kale and collard greens and mustard greens, that kind of stuff. So they're great for kids who don't like to eat healthy because it kind of teaches them that it's a good thing.
Alright, so why is it called a bearded dragon?
They're called a bearded dragon because down here they have these jowls that when they get threatened, they puff them out and they have their mouth wide open and it turns jet black, so it looks like they have a giant beard with all the spikes.